Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Danny kisses, spoiler, and Audra faces off with Kyle for fear of fallout from the scandal. Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, today on The Young and the Restless, Devin wants Tucker out of his life, Daniel urges Lauren and Michael to stop his parents from reuniting, and Audra accuses Kyle of using her. Danny wanders into the dining room of the GCAC and is pleased to see his son and Phyllis eating. As he sits down, Phyllis starts complaining that everything is not okay. Her son wonders what the problem is. His parents suggest it would be a good thing for him to leave them alone. Daniel needs to get to work anyway but worries they will make a scene after he goes. Phyllis insists that she just has to have a conversation with his father. It's been a long time coming. Once he's gone, Phyllis asks Danny if they can have this conversation in private. At Crimson Lights, Michael and Lauren are impressed by how Christine looks when she walks in. They are sorry about all that happened with Paul. She admits that things are looking up since she has been getting some help from an old friend. They assume she's talking about Danny and guess it's a lot more than friendship. They tease her until Daniel walks in. They bring up his father and ask where he is. Rubbing his face, he explains that his father is having a private conversation with his mother. Michael wonders if they should be worried. Although he says it with love, he acknowledges there is often an ulterior motive at play whenever his friend is concerned. Lauren and Christine can also feel this. Daniel admits that his mom has been giving off a vibe and he suspects that her feelings for Danny are back. This makes Christine shake her head. They are all sure this has more to do with Phyllis's animosity toward Christine than for any real feelings for Danny. She's probably making a play for him as they speak. After Christine has departed, Lauren and Michael wonder if Danny could end up with either of those women. They both want Christine and Phyllis to be happy. Daniel is sure that his father will not go down the disastrous path of reuniting with his mother and suggests they do their friend a favor and talk her out of pursuing this. After he exits, Lauren suggests that Phyllis is digging a hole for herself again. At Daniel's apartment, Danny asks Phyllis if they can drop the small talk and she can just tell him what's on her mind. She immediately pulls him into a kiss. Once she pulls away, she tells him that there is a warmth between them and she likes it. She's sure he likes it too. He admits their dynamic has changed but that's just because they are getting along. He can imagine her thinking it's something else because of their complicated and ugly past. What she is feeling is definitely not friendship, she insists. Their past has melted away for her and she just wants them now. He can see she's a changed woman. Beaming, she tells him how much he has helped her and how his music inspires her. There's a way he looks at her. Danny thinks she's smart, funny, and gorgeous, but whatever is going on between them won't end the way she's hoping. Phyllis thinks he's being negative. They share are not common. There's heat and crackling between them. She hasn't felt this in a long time and knows he wants it. They kiss again. He pulls away, takes a breath, and then kisses her. When they stop, he brings up Christine and admits that something is happening between them. She's sure that cricket is ice cold and it will go nowhere. They will go back and forth and it will never work. With Phyllis, it could be new, hot, and exciting. Ignoring her pitch, Danny asks if they can forget this ever happened and just go back to growing their friendship because he thinks that's valuable. Sure, she says, leaning over and whispering that he doesn't know what he's losing. Christine shows up. Danny gulps as he answers the door to her. She wants to know why the other woman is there. Phyllis says they were just going over old times and he adds they were clearing this up. Phyllis hopes that she cleared things up for him too and thanks him for the talk before languidly strolling out the door. Pushing her hair back, Christine asks him exactly why her old enemy seemed so pleased with herself. He suggests her satisfied smile was only her way of trying to save face. He admits that she made a pass at him. Christine assumes this is just Phyllis trying to one-up her enemies. She can't stand anyone else being happy, especially her. The lawyer asks if there is any part of him that is actually attracted to Phyllis. He claims there's too much history. She reminds him that they have history too. But it wasn't all bad, he points out. He thinks what they have now is wonderful and asks her not to mess it up. That's exactly what Phyllis would hope for. They kiss. At the Abbott estate, Kyle and Diane gleefully read over the articles trashing Tucker. After some gloating, she worries that this might not be enough to bury him for good. He tells her to trust the plan. She's sure that they have squashed any possibility for his French perfume company. However, she doubts that Tucker will let a board of directors shut him down. That's why they still need to subvert him by feeding him the fake Jabot product. Her son assures her that they will take Tucker down. Later, Ashley and Diane discuss the scandal that has broken out around Tucker. Ashley hasn't heard from him since it happened. It's hard to imagine him coming back from this. That also likely means that he's out for blood just as Jack is out to try and ruin him completely. Diane asks if she has any regrets over all that's happened. What are you really asking me? Ashley wonders. She ponders all the things that could mean, but Diane just wants to know if she would do anything differently. Putting on her coat, Ashley says they are in-laws, not friends. They can be civil to each other, but that doesn't mean she'll be confiding in her. Diane recalls how many problems she's had with Jack, but they are still together and she can't imagine life without him. The Abbott says that they are different. She's not weak or vulnerable like Diane, and she has no regrets about what she's doing. At Winters, Devin is surprised to walk in and find his father waiting there. Tucker tells him that what happened has been blown way out of proportion and the guilty parties were punished. This isn't impressing Devin, who doesn't think he should be proud of anything that he's been doing lately. Tucker says he made a serious lapse in judgment but guarantees nothing like this will happen again. Devin says he can't guarantee that and even regrets letting him see Dominic over the holidays. His father says that his corporate and private life are completely different. One mistake should not change things between them. It changes everything for Devin. Tucker asks if he will just shut him out for a mistake he made years ago. His son says this is actually about him making the same mistakes over and over again. He lists all the threats, failures, and lies he has made in the past few months. McCall protests that he doesn't understand his intentions, but this is all too exhausting for Devin. He wants them to cease all contact. Getting quiet, Tucker says he's really sorry that it's come to this. He hopes that they can talk when he has cooled down. I'm going to take a page out of your book and never change, Devin declares. His opinion of his father will never alter. Claiming he has a lot of work to get done, he dismisses him and Tucker exits. In her suite at the GCAC, Audra is watching Clarence's gossip program online. As he talks about how Tucker's company took the pimping game too far, he promises to spill all the tea he can find on everyone else involved. She looks worried. When Kyle stops by Audra's suite, she nearly slams the door in his face, but he pushes it open. She tells him that the fallout from the scandal has only just begun. So far, the trolls and press have only gone after Tucker, but pretty soon she will be exposed. He warned her not to tie herself so close to Tucker, but she thinks he should have warned her about what his family had planned. He claims that they cut him out and this was all planned by Jack and Billy without him. Assuming she's checked on him, Kyle asks if Tucker has a plan. You're gaslighting me, she says, accusing him of pumping her for information. Kyle concedes that he knew what his father was planning and makes excuses. To her, it just sounds like he was using her. He points out that she had an agenda of her own and they were using each other. She says they are the same. He's glad that she's finally realized that. They are alike and want the same thing, even if that means they are selfish jerks. If she's smart, she'll stick with him since this isn't over yet. When Tucker starts knocking on the door, Kyle asks her if she will side with him. They can play both sides and come out on top. After sighing in frustration, she opens the door to Tucker. His eyes dart around and he tiptoes into the man of the hour who was supposed to tip them off about any damaging information that was set to be released. He can't wait to hear what Kyle has to say. Kyle claims he hasn't betrayed him, but McCall wonders if his fingerprints are on the knife in his back. The abbot insists that he had nothing to do with this and suggests they consider a counterattack. McCall assumes he's playing him, but Kyle says he has all the information he needs on the new Jabot fragrance. Is he willing to move forward on their plan, or is he ready to wave the white flag? Tucker tells him to send him the information. Kyle won't do that until he knows what he wants to do with it. After Kyle saunters out, Audra asks Tucker if Jack and